What's going on, guys? Zach Evanish, and gonna wait for a few people to roll in. What I wanted to do in this live video was address some of the comments and questions after I posted a screenshot from the National High School Strength Coach Association New Jersey Twitter handle, and we're gonna just let a couple people come in. So, all right, guys, this is going to be a quick one because I'm hitting the road soon to open up the underground. And so I posted about things that you could do after big lifts that giving high school athletes downtime is oftentimes not a good thing. Not that I want them circuit training, but what I've done at the underground strength gym, what I've done at the high school, JL, big dog, we will catch up. What I've done at the underground strength gym, with 2 squat racks, sometimes 3 squat racks, is when you have too much downtime, they do not stop talking. Now, there's a plus side to that, and I want to address that. For their emotional and mental health, it's crucial that these kids have social time and social life, because they don't have a lot of that now. I work in a high school. There's a lot of don't do this, don't do that. And the kids don't even know how to talk to each other anymore, right? Their masks are up. They get something's done with school. They go right to their phones. They don't even communicate with one another. So, but what I found is that also young athletes, they don't have the switch. They don't have the skills where they could talk, joke around, mess around, and then 405 is on the bar, flip the switch, and go alter ego and crush that squat. These kids will lose focus. They'll forget how many reps they got to do, what set they're on. And so I'll give you some lower body samples and upper body samples, and then kind of overall stuff that I do. Number one, I sneak in a lot of band work for shoulder health. So that's face pulls, band pull-aparts, and then a lot of ab work. Preferably hanging abs or some sort of stability plank exercise to help reset the back. And so they might also just do a dead hang, hanging leg raise, hanging knee raise, side plank. I might have them throw the med ball against the wall, med ball slams, something that keeps them active, but also something that has a purpose behind it, not just blindly putting activity in there to fill things up. So shoulder and back health, crucial. It's number one. Number two, if it's upper body, we're probably going to be doing a push-pull superset, and then every other round is abs one round, bands the next. You do the upper body band work in between lower body. Khalil, good question. We will sneak that in. So even on a lower body focus day, there might be some upper body calisthenics. There's going to be, let's say we're squatting. They're going to do a jump, then maybe a med ball throw, a jump followed by abs, a jump followed by a band exercise. Strength Republic, underground strength coach, very good. And so, I'll even give you guys an example. I'm going to open up my Wodify account here and show you what's on tap today for training. And then the things you don't see are these fillers and the warm-up. The warm-up, I have multiple videos inside the Underground Strength Academy. That's where you really start getting a good idea. For wrestling stuff, I put it on my Rockfin account, RockFin.com/USG. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you guys what today's training looks like. I'm going to flip the camera. Okay, that's not the exact warm-up. Our warm-up is kind of, we have stuff on the whiteboard in my gym, and then I take them through a movement prep athletic training warm-up. So we're going to be Zercher squatting today for 5 sets of 2 to 4. They're going to do knee tuck jumps, and I'll also give them the option to do a hurdle jump. We have a lot of different hurdles in the gym. Then they'll go to weighted jumps. They might jump with kettlebell between the legs or dumbbells held outside the legs. Then we've got landmine presses with a bodyweight pull. You can see there's options there. Finisher is sleds, arms, and shrugs. And so what we're going to do is In between landmine pressing and bodyweight pulling, there's going to be face pulls, abs, pull aparts, maybe dumbbell reverse flies. In between squatting and jumping, there might be side planks, hanging abs. So I'm going to, by the end of the workout, I've done with the athletes 5 rounds of shoulder and ab type work. They're probably going to get 2 rounds during the warm-up and 3 and possibly 4 rounds during the main portion of the training session. I'll do the same thing when I'm at the high school. I must have 40 mini bands that I stagger across one side of the weight room, and I have them do pull aparts, horizontal, diagonal. We also have a cable apparatus, so if it's not too crowded, I'll make that an option for them to do face pulls with the tricep rope. The other option would be take a mini band, we'll sling it around the squat rack or a bench, and they could do face pulls just so they're getting different angles and the body doesn't get accommodated to that. So now I'm going to go to my Instagram post and see, some people did have questions, and hopefully I can save this. So it says, what can athletes do between sets of the big lifts? Jumping rope, calisthenics. So if it's an upper body day and we're doing a push, we'll probably follow with we'll most definitely follow with some sort of a pull or a row. And even let's say it's a floor press or an overhead press and then they go into a dumbbell row. Well, I'm going to say every other set, you're going to do abs one set, band pulls the next set. And so what I wrote here, or what I typed up, I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I love the jump rope. I'll give 1 minute, 50 or 100 reps I'll tell them to do for speed, especially if they're lacking footwork. And it keeps athletes focused and it boosts up their GPP. It boosts up their overall level of fitness. As simple as that, guys. You want athletes who are in shape, not just athletes who are lifting heavy. For example, if you're a coach running the weight room and you are consistently having a program where they have to hit a heavy 1 rep on a clean squat, bench, deadlift, you're going to destroy those kids. They're not going to get very athletic. Their body is going to get banged up. They might have some good absolute strength if technique is correct. But, high school athletes don't need a whole lot of 1 rep type work. They need a lot of, 3s, 5s, 6s, supplemental work, 8s, 10s, 12s, 15s. And so somebody may have posted a question where they're like, I don't know. Somebody said grip work. I save grip work for the end. You don't want your grip interfering with your training. Bulldog Mom asked, does this keep the nervous system primed? Anytime you're doing jumping and throwing, you are doing, power training. You're getting them to learn to train with power. And I explained to them, if you want to move with power and be explosive while you're competing in sport, then an element of our training must incorporate that. So if you're throwing the med ball like you're driving Miss Daisy, you're not going to get, explosive. Another solid question was by Shield 755, said spot and load ? Well, since COVID, I do the spotting, but at the high school, there's no spotter. So I guide them on the weight selection. I tell them, you got to choose a weight where you don't need a spotter. And obviously, we don't do 1 rep work. That's dangerous. It's actually stupid. It just doesn't do anything for the kids. 1 rep max benching all the time. Infinite.coach, I really enjoy your feed and personality, but this post, it's exercise-based and not training-specific. Do you really stand behind this modality? Absolutely. I don't really exercise. Training specific is when I incorporate jumping after squatting, that is the contrast method. That is a great way to develop power. When I incorporate med ball throws, that's excellent. When I incorporate, if we're benching and we go and do pull-ups or rope climbs followed by bands and abs, is that better than having 5 kids waiting online, talking face-to-face, exposing each other? God forbid a kid has COVID. Absolutely it's better. What else are we chasing behind besides specific, training for strength, training for power? We want overall fitness. We want to improve coordination. So these medicine ball throws might be rotational. They might include a reactive jump, a reactive, jump back, step, throw against the wall. Shoulder health, dead hangs for back health and ab work. I want to keep athletes healthy. It doesn't matter how specific the training is. If their shoulders are banged up, then that's, a problem. And I'll tell you what, at the underground, my private facility, I am undoing a lot of the uneducated, unsafe, ineffective training methods that are happening in high school weight rooms. That's why I took on to be the state director for the National High School Strength Coach Association. So I have the opportunity to educate coaches. This is something important. So if you're going to have a day where everybody's squatting and benching and cleaning, for squats and benches, do sets anywhere from 3 to 6, and sometimes do 8s and 10s, but not too often, or maybe you do 10, 8, and then 3 sets of 5, or you go 10, 5, 3 sets of 3. Legs, when you do a lot of high rep stuff, they get extremely sore, so you got to take that into consideration. And if it's the in season, listen to my Jim Wendler podcast. He doesn't even squat in season. He does moderate sub-max trap bar deadlifts. So, is he right? Am I wrong? There's many ways to get the job done, and it's more like, what's the best thing to do for this kid or this group and this team at this time? Let's see. Strength Republic. Since moving all my athletes to my home gym, I've lost the cinder block wall that we used to have to throw med balls against the wall. Any other options? Well, you could do med ball slams, and you can maybe have a day where you're outside, depending on the weather, 1 day a week. Maybe you meet up near a tennis court somewhere that there's a cement block wall, and you do a full dynamic day, all kinds of power and speed work. Medicine ball throws from various directions, jumps, hill sprints, sprinting, contrast sprints with and without sleds. A lot of opportunities there, so you could break it up. I am more of a concurrent model where every training session is a blend of strength, power, building muscle, and developing GPP, overall fitness. Athletes need that overall fitness so they could stay healthy, and they have the mental, not just the physical grit and the fortitude to be able to handle a full season of hard practices. So the training is much more than just training for sport. I'm training them for the rigors of all of the aspects of their sport. So I hope this helps you guys out. A couple resources for you. NHSSCA.us, that's the National High School Strength Coaches Association. We are a nonprofit. Tons of educational resources in there for the high school strength coach. You've got ZachStrength.com. ZachStrength.com is my newsletter, free training courses. UndergroundStrengthCert.com is the certification course, and UndergroundStrengthCoach.com is the academy. Panos, thanks, my bro. Hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe out there. Be kind to each other and live the code. I'm out of here.